In 2020, our staff was thinking about creative ways that we could help people connect. And one of the staff members came up with an idea, hey, let's build a pavilion on some of the space that we have. One of our college parkers came to us and asked if we could do something that would really bless the church family and be an encouragement to the community. And so we did a kind of a brainstorm of what we could do. And the idea of a meeting space, a connecting space outside of our current buildings on the property rose to the top. And then we went into the discovery and design phase with Aspen. And that allowed us to dream a little bit bigger and said, what if?
So as our elder and exec team were praying, they brought me and Tyler in as far as the team leads, and we had multiple conversations with our Portico team about what would we do and the idea of a pavilion. The heart behind it was connection. And so from the get-go, we met with the Aspen team and talked about the idea of connection, and that needed to be somewhere in the design.
Yeah, from a facility side, there, I guess my concerns or my anxieties really revolved around, we had never done this before, so we didn't have a building that was really community facing. Of course, we always want to invite people to church, and we do that, but this was a building where we were saying, 7 days a week, come on site and walk on the path and eat lunch in the building and play on the playground, and that was an unknown.
Well, like I said from the beginning, because I remember the initial sketches. How are we going to be placing the building on the site, but then actually starting the schematics of the actual drawing. And I was like so excited, this different typology I haven't worked before. And then how it started developing from there, interior design, collaboration a lot with interior design, trying to make it look seamless. And producing the 3D model, producing the video. When I started doing the video for it, that's when it was started like hitting me. This is going to be a beautiful project, and I think I got more excited. And actually, when it went into construction, came here and started doing just when they're doing the excavation and pouring the foundation. To me, it was like this is beautiful. There was like nothing, just dirt and concrete going into the ground, and I was so excited once I saw the timber going in. It was like, okay, now we're in business.
The overall design of the portico, it was really based on a lodge feel. The interior space, we brought in woods and stones to allow for a cozy environment. One of the key pieces of this facade is the fireplace. It's easily recognizable right as you're driving into the building area, and it speaks, in my opinion, to the theme of hospitality and gathering around together.
So yeah, welcome to the portico. So this is one of the great meeting spots. You see a lot of groups having meals here. Our fireplace you can see from both sides of the building, which is fun. These are one of my favorite pieces of the portico because they remind me of Cracker Barrel. I'm a big Cracker Barrel fan, but they really inspire you to rest and relax and connect. And so that's what I love about Kristen helped us choose furniture really strategically that's gonna last outside, as well as really encourage that connection that we're looking for in the space. So
these scream like sit and stay for a little bit.
Sit and stay, absolutely.
Yeah, the other thing is your approach is obviously you get a kind of experience the warmth right away of the stonework and the relationship of the stone and the timber. Just right away you get a sense of welcoming and warmth.
Purposeful design was an integral part of this project. They're based out of the Indianapolis area, and they employ homeless men who are in need of a job. We found their woodwork to be incredibly high quality, and the local connection allowed us to quickly move over to College Park and Purposeful Design and take a tour of the space, as well as brand some of the furniture that they were making for us with College Park's logo for the portico. I think the greatest thing about the pieces of furniture is that not only are they useful and beautiful, but they tell a story that's bigger than what people would originally assume. They're crafted by people who really care for what they do, and it shows in the work that they create.
And then one of the really unique pieces, the one where we were able to work with Aspen and Purposeful Design, are these custom teak benches. So these really stand out as something that Kristen from Aspen did the extra mile. She specifically designed these for the space, and we were able to brand them.
Thing about the pergola, like how massive it is, but we did a lot of schematic studies on it, and it wouldn't work if it's any thinner and smaller.
Is that right?
Yes, we were like, yeah, it will be like right now it's big, but it's not big enough where it's kind of competing with the building, and it is massive, but I think it really complements the building really well.
Absolutely.
And
It
the
doesn't
height.
feel like an afterthought. It doesn't feel like it was an
No.
add-on.
Right.
It just
Yes.
feels like
It was
just,
strategic,
it
yep.
was born together.
And we do get a lot of compliments from people on the beauty of the pergola itself.
The distance from there too, one of the things I like about it is you could be having an event here right now and still the community that might be showing up for the park wouldn't feel like, oh, I better not play in the park right
Right.
now because I'm invading the
Right.
space. So
And that's our heart. So actually some of the back end work that you don't see now that the building is built is how we use the space, and we're really strategic in how we've designed the space so it can continue to be that connecting space. Like you can have multiple things happening in here at the
You
same
could have
time.
a small staff meeting right in front of the fireplace and have a birthday party going on the other
Right,
side,
yes, right.
and stuff out here, and that's the idea.
Above you can see the pegs, the posts that the beamery literally pounded in with a mallet to construct the space. And so each of those has scripture or names on them from our elders and staff team. And so that was a special component of the project as we were constructing the space.
Something, guys, see if you remember this one.
Oh,
It was the beginning stages when it was going to be a 3-season building.
I don't even remember seeing this. That's so crazy.
Yeah, one thing that we didn't take into account that was really interesting is that the stain color on different species of wood shows up different, right? And if you've never done that, if you've never tried to match stain to different wood species, you just wouldn't know. So that was a big lesson learned from us. There you go. So yeah, this space was really designed to be kind of more of a utilitarian space, but just for people to be able to come back and again just use the freezer and fridge and sinks and be able to clean up easy.
And we actually, one of my other favorite process was picking the granite. Really happy with how this turned out, and just the ability and adaptability in project that Aspen allowed us to make decisions and changes as the owner was really key to helping us design the space that we were going to live in.
Yeah, so we have lots and lots of, even before we built, we had many people from the community walking their dogs out here. And so we knew that the path was going to be a big win.
The exterior playground is a great feature for families and kids. It's one of the top of the line playgrounds with a wonderful safety surfacing. Really believe it brings in people from outside of the church body to enjoy the space, and hopefully that leads to families seeing the church and get acquainting with the area to be able to think about taking that next step of gathering in community with one another.
Okay, Dash, let me show you. Come see. And we're open at the Portico.
That's amazing.
So one of the cool aspects is, when we were moving earth around at the very beginning, breaking ground and our neighbors, we really wanted to be sensitive to our neighbors. And so we ended up building a mound back there and, planting some trees that here in a couple of years will go a long way to, providing some sound dampening for them.
So, yep, this is the playground. We used Bert
tower.
with Aspen and Snyder Recreation, and we wanted to design something that really fit with the color scheme, kind of that natural vibe that you see here. So it really kind of fits in, but it also stands out because of its size, as you can see all the way up there. You never want your 2-year-old to go all the way up there, let me tell you from personal experience. But one of the key elements of the design is actually over here is the swings, because again, when you're swinging a kiddo, it gives you the opportunity to be able to talk to a parent, talk to somebody who you're around, and have just good conversation, and you never know where that can lead.
Absolutely loved working with Katie and Tyler. I think one of the great qualities of both of them is that they are very humble, and they may not realize how impactful they are to our Aspen team, but we clearly see that this project would not be possible without them.
So, one thing I really love about the Portico is, when I go out there now, I have all these great memories of working with our team, but also working with Aspen's team. I think about Bob out there and all the days I would go out first thing in the morning and go out and talk to Bob and walk the site and, hear about not only the victories of the day, but the challenges of the day, and get to, just getting to be really good friends with Bob Holland is really one of my favorite memories.
Yeah, I would say a significant moment in the project came when we were trying to complete pricing and figure out pricing, and what we had been told versus what the reality was, there was a difference. And so that was a moment where the project was kind of catching up. We had an agenda, we had a timeline that we were trying to meet. Obviously there's permitting in there, that was a challenge as well, I can remember. So I think the teamwork at Aspen and College Park really had to dig deep in that moment to really figure out who's gonna do what, when, where next, and how we can work together as a partner, because we do really see Aspen as our partner in the project from beginning to end.
We've had a long history with Aspen. They know us, we know them, we trust their judgment. They're uniquely gifted in the creative space. We have experience with them understanding our needs, understanding our culture, and then being able to interpret that into design.